by court. In a majority decision of 5-2, Lovelace Johnson JSC and Amadou Tanko JSC dissenting on the issue of jurisdiction, the plaintiff's action succeeds. The full reasons and orders of the court shall be filed with the registrar by close of day tomorrow, 13th November 2024. This is the judgment of the court.
Whenever I say my PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
It's for as I'm casing an SEO. Unanimous 11. Supreme Court for no. I feel the more than your Musano Kakra. And yet, more than your Musano too much. Asemna Afenyo-Markin is the call on. I want to be a Mujana or Mujana. Afenyo-Markin Asemna Okano. Parliament and funding Juma. Now, the anti-Americans of Master someone, son only said, we the Omuko vote the past 7 and a track case news. So now we the Angoya Unanimous. We know 5 every voting Afenyo-Markins and a 2 every vote against you know. On one who said I say no. Some judgment they call AIBB also looking smart. In the way they 5-2 against speaker. And they say I'm almost speaker and some among colleague speaker now I'm better than a case in the Supreme Court then. Now you're going to judge ruling now Chief Justice the Bible to us.
By court. In a majority decision of 5-2, Lovelace Johnson JSC and Amadou Tanko JSC dissenting on the issue of jurisdiction, the plaintiff's action succeeds. The full reasons and orders of the court shall be filed with the registrar by close of day tomorrow, 13th November 2024. This is the judgment of the court.
Most grateful.
For Chief Justice Tokunu and Amutin and Kano. Why on my dear Nibu? And they are Unanimous FC, and they acquire 5-2 FC. Now, as some of them say, Kevin Akobedu Taylor, a predict says, I dear ABC. Now, I need to have Afenyo-Markin say, as Afenyo-Markin, no, they say, we all be able to say, I say, on whom the person say, Oquaye as Oquaye edit of your channel to be. There's a only not put up with an ability, we will be a catching or a leader of LPP Cocosa, or so on TSC, only journalist for Kuntopase, Tinchina Munfreno, majority leader. So, Speaker of Parliament said, only majority leader. But was it Kianiki will be a fellow majority leader, Ella, the journalist, Duko Kuntopan in the Banyama. Kevin Taylor Kawasan. And Chachuchi Kata, Namunim Chachuchi Kata, Ghana had a banner, laws, pass, and church law, more depot, new law, party. We Chachuchi Kata, Obianin and Munich. Chikata said, court no, and someone would omodi and my from so be brave. On one family announced to be was said that. Now, young court, then go train some Kevin, the Kobe Taylor, Ekafa, Chief Justices, no, any Afenyo-Markins, any Chatuchikata now. Eba at the dark of the
Abada want to say yes, say and the Supreme Court MPs vacant seat saga. Supreme Court to give judgment Tuesday. That is Ochina. You better change Supreme Court for judgment, you know, because we also have to give judgment after Supreme Court's judgment. Makan Ogana ha. Makan se papa anyashia. Boni e friend boni enyashi. So unim se uhusunwa uni problema asembe dawa no akane son. That's how it works. Me say so unim se the onye boni dano onto bo embo Jacob. The onye boni dano onto bo embo Samuel. Me say Supreme Court for judgment in the bar. It will also determine our judgment. Nanka say and yes your judgment ba. Supreme Court judgment in ba ya yes your judgment in ba. Enti ya Supreme Court enim. Be din kan ma preamble no. And I gave names, locations, year won call for, location and time amanfo free amanfo fie. divorce ne ade edin. Until we are also waiting for Supreme Court to give their judgment. We will also give our judgment right after Supreme Court's judgment. Se papa anya hwea, boni a friend boni enhwe enya hwe. Se bibia af asram fere so beto hwene so a won friend saying. Also won fere se odi asawa betare so. Enti bibia edu no de. It looks like say I will say nyina ye hu fin. And you see my platform, tomorrow, after a judgment from the Supreme Court, there will be Balthazar judgment. And everyone's saying, Balthazar judgment to follow. I will never say anything without facts. I will never say anything without pictures, video, facts. I would never do it. It's not in my interest to put out videos or pictures of anyone. Sometimes the actions of some people and a call for that. So that people will be clear on this, and you're personal. We are all trying to set the record straight and to fix this country. Kokram emfere se ebeto ohene so a also emfere se ode asawa betare so. After judgment there's judgment, and this judgment is going to be heavy. It's going to cause a lot of mayhem. It's going to break homes. It's going to take, it might take life. It's going to end careers. Some people might not survive it. And sometimes, yes, you're nipa yetrase, you're getting your baby home. I feel say, if this is going to happen, if I'm going to do this, it's going to be one of the most difficult things to do. But I say, nipe bi suban any actions na be kire omowie. I don't hate anybody, but some things have to be done, and they will be done. Let's wait and see what happens in the future. I'm human. I've also offended people. I've made mistakes along the way. But I think, say, baby, Agane, do know. Some things are supposed to happen for us to know, say, no one is perfect in this country. And that we should all come to that realization and fix it chrono. The stuff. Some of the footages and things you will see, it will cost a lot. Now, there's a Supreme Court judgment near Ende in Ghana and some 12 o'clock into Ende. Let's wait and see how the judgment goes. Matissa, Speaker of Parliament, Eba US, how? Okay. Speaker of Parliament, so to me for me sometimes. I'll see, so be to me for. On to me for that. So measure say bet my try who Speaker of Parliament, maybe Obia or America, so about so bet to me for. Because I want him to advise me. Now, into your end and a judgment, but there's something we need to also look at. It is possible it is possible Mike Oquaye's ruling on vacant seat was unconstitutional. Ghana's Attorney General Ende Okache Ghana for say, Mike Oquaye ruling me no ruling say. Independent isiama ebetumi across the carpet any MPP for akwe business abra oba parliament as an independent candidate And the Attorney General of Ghana says, sir, ruling now, Michael Oquaye ruling for 8 years, I benefit MPP, Obumoku nipa, I say economy, area is sikano. Attorney General Godfrey Dame Kachre and the Aka 27 days, you got to about say, oh, unconstitutional. Most uncle for you, when you have Aka 27 days, near Kotwaba. Attorney General did not see anything wrong with Mike Oquaye's ruling. Aka 27 days near Kotwaba no. Wababe catcher say, oh, sa ruling no de ne and famrim. It was unconstitutional, meaning it was illegal. Meaning Mike Oquaye, adia oye no, na eye boni na odi Ghana. Na ne need da ho, na odi dream. Emane boa MPP for 8 years. Godfrey Dame, aka 27 days me Kotwaba no. Obeka catcher say, oh, Afenyo wehu. For 8 years, Attorney General's office, Ekufuado Attorney General, we But yeba beko court no, Oquaye defending Afenyo-Markin no, Oquaye Chief Justice said him no, or catcher say, oh, that ruling from this man was unconstitutional. So I say, from the things we've said all these years, Attorney General, and Michael Oquaye, we mun penny papa, criminals. I've told you. Michael Oquaye, the little respect he had, he would die as a man who was not trustworthy. He would die as a man who never genuinely served his nation. He would die as a puppet. Michael Oquaye has offended God because honestly, a reverend. Michael Oquaye sat in a chair as a speaker and did everything against the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, against our forefathers and against us. Michael Oquaye is a very dangerous person to Ghana. He does not deserve a burial where honorable people will visit, because will attend. This man deliberately went against God. He would die as a sinner until he comes on national television to confess his sins. He would die as a dirty sinner. Mike Oquaye. Yeah. The day he was pronouncing and telling Ghanaians to say, we should all go fuck ourselves. Nemo Siama can do what he's doing. No, this man knew it was wrong. And the Attorney General is telling us to say, yes, Michael Oquaye's decision then was unconstitutional. Into Krobia Muank or some Michael Oquaye, Kokopie China, Okopie Japan, Kebe Hangeno. Because the decision he took, amongst so many people have died. You know that. Yeah. And if the Attorney General knows that Michael Oquaye took a decision which was unconstitutional, why is Michael Oquaye working in Ghana as a free man? Because then it was deliberate. These Ekufuado lookalikes, these Atakura lookalikes, are dangerous people. How can you live with this? As a former Speaker of Parliament and as a man who basically carried yourself around as a reverend, how can you live with this kind of sin? You would die as a sinner, and not just a normal sinner, a filthy sinner who was used by politicians. It is terrible. This is what they do. That decision he took, it has destroyed this nation. Do you know Mike Oquaye allowing a Siama to cross carpet to be doing that illegality in Parliament for 7 years, and then the Ghana be do how? Yes, because if Michael Oquaye had not done that, anka NPP nkwasi ade omo ye taxes omo passing na komu ntumi pass. Sika omo wie nya komu ntumi wia. But this man, you see the enam so asuntudia ebeba no onwie, this man would die a sinner. And you see, we are not even supposed to entertain this criminal Attorney General. He knows this. He has known this for years. But you see, today, he needed a reason to tell Ghana for say, that dog, Afenyo-Markin, backing and insulting the speaker every day. No, he is trying to find a way to clean those dirty people up. So why don't we throw Michael Oquaye under the bus? They had known for a long time, from day one, the day Michael Oquaye made that decision. Ekufuado, the Jubilee House, everybody knew that the man was putting together a criminality. That was criminal. This whole parliament thing, Afenyo-Markin, Jimmy, it is not about the NPP. Me catch them last week. Afenyo-Markin did that or ya opo or your post be or your post mukramai. Afenyo-Markin, all that he's doing is to his benefit. Oh, he just wants to be recognized. Fitting in Kwara Brim, he has tried everything to be recognized. Also, Okasa Otietium, he wants to be known. Ojina Toilet he wants to be known. Or Franco Foyeria, he wants to be known. That has been his life. So when he got the opportunity to lead the NPP in Parliament, he has tried everything possible to be known. And you see, this fight he's fighting in Parliament, yes, this fight he's been fighting in Parliament, that fight, it is not in the interest of the NPP as a political party. Obviously, he knows that the NPP are stupid and that whatever he says, majority of them will follow him. But this whole thing he's doing is just for himself, or a selfish brat, or a political gbe. He's a political dog because he has limited what? He has limited that position to that point whereby people see an MP who is leading the NPP minority in Parliament as a joker and a fool who is ranting around, all because he wants somebody to refer to him. He just wants a title. So government business not going on in Afenyo-Markin kwasi ampenyi where or say young friend or majority leader. It is not anything. For a week and over, Ghana, your government, a break here. Your government money more Parliament, it is because a fool like Afenyo-Markin wants to be referred to as majority leader. And no kwasi away. So you could see it is an inferiority complex thing. Now, when you listen to Afenyo-Markin or Kasawa TV, so now you could see that this guy is vague, this guy is stupid, this guy is childish, and there's nothing in him that shows leadership. This guy, even in his utterances, you can see clearly that he does not have a clear-cut position. And it's an Chachuchi Katakachi Ghana for say. Now, let's look at the issues. Afenyo-Markin, Chachuka same way. Chachuka say Afenyo-Markin in his writ asked for an interpretation of only Article 97G. The Supreme Court had no reason to talk about 97H in its ruling. Afenyo-Markin went to the Supreme Court for one interpretation. The Supreme Court was supposed to just interpret that to Afenyo-Markin and say, go back. That's all. There's not supposed to be any crazy ruling about who is doing in Parliament, who is left or who is right, and which MP is switching. The Supreme Court or Sonomami was just supposed to interpret that Article 97G. Go back to Parliament. You are masters of your own laws. Go and make the law and interpret the law there. That's it. But you see, because of politics, Chachichi Katameabe, who said the Chief Justice does not even know her job. And I told you from the beginning, that application Afenyo-Markin to be court the first day now, Unya ruling the first day, Yemnyan expert, it was cooked. The Chief Justice was doing him good. And in the rush for them to try and slot something in for Afenyo-Markin, it came with a lot of detailing. There was an oversight. There were a lot of mistakes. And it shows how bad our court is now. How our court today take any document and judge on that document without even verifying the authenticity of the document. So our court has become like walking through a brothel or going through a Jantra location. Any lady you see which is pancake biano is a nice lady. Our court is not even taking time to look at facts. Our court is playing more politics than looking at facts to make judgment. So the Supreme Court now does not even consider facts again. Facts have been thrown to the dogs. Now party affiliation is the most important thing in our Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court was not even supposed to look at Article 97H. Its job was supposed to interpret 97G and send the guy back. The Speaker of Parliament is not a kid. He knows the standing orders of Parliament. Parliament, every single person there knows the standing orders. They know how to interpret their own standing orders to make sure they run Parliament. It is not the job or responsibility of the Supreme Court to tell Parliament how to run their business. Supreme Court can interpret a law. They cannot direct Parliament what to do. There's a difference. Interpreting a law and directing somebody. You can interpret the law. After you interpret the law, the direction is not up to you. It is up to Parliament to make its own directions. It's for the Supreme Court not to even look at these things and in less than 2-3 hours give up for Afenyo-Markin what he wants means the Supreme Court, we need to look at it again. Ochina, we will see. You will see tomorrow. And tomorrow, the decision that will come tomorrow, it will determine the future of Ghana. So, when you listen to somebody like Afenyo-Markin, today he is saying that I will never sit in the minority leader seat. It is not good spiritually. See how low they have brought governance. On to that. Baby, I saw on Trano, Adentra, or spiritually, and yet Nakwasia over Parliament, now Papa de Akunyabiswo. I heard him making an argument that, you know something, when we went to Parliament, we saw that some people were sitting on our seats. And the question is, who in Parliament today, when going to Parliament, was assigned a seat? Nobody was assigned a seat. It's a gentleman agreement in Parliament that when people go, some sit here and some sit there. If you think that you want to sit with your group, anybody can choose a seat to sit on in Parliament. There is no rule to say this group should sit here and this group should sit there. There's no rule in Parliament. But you see, as gentlemen and as where we belong, majority of the time when we come, we sit here because sometimes you want to talk to your group, you want to discuss something with them, and you don't want the other person sitting in your midst to hear. That is why the separation is there. But there's no law binding parliamentarians to say that you sit left and they sit right. Nowhere. So for a minority leader like Afenyo-Markin to be ranting and backing and insulting everybody because he wants something that we have not given to him. The question here is, are you entitled to any seat in Parliament? So if you are not given the right or the left to sit, you cannot deliberate on government business. You are a fool. With Jimmy. So today you see him. Today you see him fooling around. Look, I am not the majority leader. Say it. Now, watch this video. I want to say, Ghana, you Jimmy to allow the NPP to lead. This is Afenyo-Markin. Very, very foolish guy.
Ruling, but that didn't go in his favor, and now we've gotten to the point where the Supreme Court is expected to give some final ruling.
As a leader of MPP, you keep making that mistake. I'm the majority leader. Stop it.
Yeah.
No, stop it. I will continue to correct you. Stop misreporting. I am the majority leader. Don't say no, say it. You've been saying it consistently, and I've been correcting you. The court has pronounced. Stop describing me as leader of MPP caucus. You should know better.
So, Nana, there you have it. Alexander Afenyo-Markin. I'm clearly not happy with the description. With the description that's been widely reported in the media as leader of the MPP caucus. According to him, he still remains the majority leader, and there's been no set project. There's been no set.
Young man, wait. For the purpose of education, the speaker made a pronouncement. The court has ruled. You have lawyers at City. I don't know your experience in reporting, but once a court has made a pronouncement to restore the status quo, don't say that I am saying. You as a reporter, there has been 2 rulings confirming that. So don't continue to describe me as leader of MPP caucus. Is that okay? Don't tell the public that I am claiming and that you don't know what it is, unless you don't know why you are doing court reporting.
I know why I'm doing court reporting.
So can you clarify?
Yeah, but I've mentioned it clearly in previous reports and in subsequent reports that you are the leader of the MPP caucus of the House, and even the Speaker of Parliament. You know, so Nana, clearly, Alexander.
Is it the job of a journalist to interpret what court rules or the ruling of a court? If the court rules on a case, and Afenyo-Markin, you took the Speaker of Parliament to court, and then the court rules on the case, let's say it's in your favor, is it a job of the journalist to interpret the court ruling? It is up to the person you went to court with, and it's up to the Speaker, who at the end of the day, court Bua 7 say, Tia Speaker, if Speaker takes a decision, what decision the Speaker will take, because the final sitting of Parliament, what they saw as reporters was that Speaker declaring, say, NDC is the majority, right? So if I'm a journalist, a reporter, and I was in Parliament the final day, Speaker leaving Parliament, the last but one, our Speaker declares, say, the NDC is majority. And the last sitting of Parliament, when I went there, there was nothing from the Speaker's mouth. Say, the statement he made that he has not rescinded or he has not said, say, the NDC is no more majority. Me as a journalist or a reporter, is it my job to interpret what the Supreme Court has put out? What the Supreme Court has put out, it only takes effect when the person involved at the end of the day adhere to the ruling of the Supreme Court. It's the Supreme Court and make a judgment in that against Alban Bagbin. Now Alban Bagbin ain't take any step to adhere to the laws of the ruling of the Supreme Court. It is not me, the journalist. So as we speak today, why are you attacking a journalist? He is reporting what he has seen. At the end of the day, are you not the leader of Parliament, MPP Parliamentary Caucus? You are. At the end of the day, you are the leader of the NPP, the parliamentarians, their caucus in Parliament. You are the leader. So what's your problem? You just want him to say you are the majority leader. You are a twerp. Afenyo Jimmy. These are the fools MPP parade every day. Anytime I catch them, say, this fucking fight he's fighting, it's not about you. The thing is all about himself. Ego. Also, no, the priority number one say on a man for you no better. Afenyo-Markin the Juma no. Or no, a draw on Namsono. Enkofo yire. Afenyo-Markin obo careless. Enkofo yire nom the judge for near the day. That is what he does. From day one, Afenyo-Markin is not making noise because of the MPP. Afenyo-Markin has his own personal idea. He has his own personal agenda. And that was say MPP no. On say and the Afenyo-Markin manan kwasi for the dinechi. What would say the party to be or MPP dinechi? The only person who say oh defend Afenyo-Markin Kede Japan. Honestly, we be so about them. Kede Japan is defending Afenyo-Markin because Afenyo-Markin Kede Japan lawyer. And it's the MPP needed to be a say or to or defend Afenyo-Markin because Afenyo-Markin will name answer with Jimmy. Now listen to this. Listen to this one. Listen.
Any media house who needs clarification must see clarification from the court. Stop describing the majority caucus as NPP caucus. Stop doing your headlines where you will say that Afenyo-Markin, the leader of MPP caucus. Afenyo-Markin is the bona fide leader of Parliament. He is the majority leader of Parliament. And MPP remains the majority caucus because our 137 plus the one independent, that was the proclamation by law in the House, and we've remained the majority caucus as such. I will urge you, the media houses, all of you should ensure that you contribute to this sanity because we need you. We need you. We need you. That's all I want to say. Thank you very much.
The basis in the Krampono is wrong because the Attorney General is even saying, say, that declaration by Michael Oquaye was unconstitutional. Into what's your basis now? That thing you are basing on to say you have a majority in Parliament, the Attorney General today is telling you that it was unconstitutional. So where is your basis? Where do you stand? Where then I would pull the Jimmy's? Because I buy one guy's lawyer opinion our say that decision Michael Oquaye took was illegal. So what is making you think say you are a majority in Parliament? It's foolish. Me, I'm catching Ghana for guys. You see, Afenyo-Markin with Jimmy, Maka same way Akaka, Parliament and blame him. He's a fool. Onimu answer. Or just say the French should be on for Supreme Court in tea. Or bet to my baby Gina Ghana with Jimmy no. Yani Amaho Quine. Your basis, Adia Ujina so di Jimmy Wono. The Attorney General is saying say it was illegal. So then I would just see Adeka say we are majority no. Your own Attorney General is saying it was illegal. So then I would just say we are majority. You are a fool. You have no basis. And I don't even know why the Supreme Court is entertaining this fool, if not for his relationship with people in the Supreme Court beyond what we see. Anka in Kedruha, Edian Kwasi Asamono. Entiasu Bufune, dear one year to Quabontina, when the baby abontine. Why na betuma akoso ni kunumu? Why na betuma akoso ni hirimu? Why na betuma aye bold to go out with their children and their families? When we get pissed off and become dirty, why na betuma akoso we penyini wa Ghana? Is there any penyini wa Ghana? Mumi njan kwa siyasam ni eno Ghana no. We need to stop this nonsense. It is getting out of hand. Debiano pebi Name mpuano Bese me ko hu krata ebio. Ladies and gentlemen, akose Japan ewia yede ginemu.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV. I see say a lot of people are moving from the traditional media to the social media. And PENDREAM, you are setting the pace because you bring the issues as they are. And the those are the issues. And then Unipa are not ready for just ordinary endorsement. But people want to hear the issues. What are the issues? What are the possible solutions? So for me, I'm endorsing PENDREAM TV. And I'm recommending, say, Obi Biana who feels traditional media and why you're bored with it, I'm going to live up to expectation. Your next last stop, PENDREAM TV.